When somebody says till death do us part, one has to understand the weight of that statement. Has something always been off about the family? Yes, because you cannot present your family in a certain way, have all your kids make certain decisions when it comes to their spouses, and think that it has nothing to do with how they were raised.
I can't be racist and I got a white wife.
A few moments later.
With my wife, who Tina decided to go her own way. That's why you don't see her right here. But she want to go do something else, that's fine with me.
So LaVar Ball is going viral online right now because he just recently, unexpectedly, surprisingly, revealed his untimely divorce with his wife Tina of 30 years.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Now, it's not a surprise that people are getting divorced. I mean, everybody's getting divorced nowadays. But the reason why this came as a surprise to many is because LaVar previously always spoke about how much he loved his wife, spoke about how he would never leave his wife under any circumstances, talked about how he nursed her back to health when she had a stroke a couple years ago.
We had our run. So even though she had the stroke and getting older, she would never be like, oh man, she was always beautiful in my eyes until you say, I want to go do something else. Wild as I don't know what. She the perfect woman for me though. Whatever I do, right or wrong, that girl with me. And I ain't gonna never leave that girl.
And just as he lost his leg, his wife chose to leave him because she wanted to go do her own thing.
Yeah. Now you're not as beautiful to me again. And the fact that if you decide to go this way, I'm gonna go that way, that's fine.
That's deep.
It is what it is, man. And like I said, anytime you can find somebody you can stay in love with for a long time or for one day or whatever, if you can witness that love, that's good. I had that with her.
Like and subscribe.
Now, people are interpreting her going to do her own thing as her getting involved with another dude. Now, that is kind of sad, but unfortunately, he's also entertaining somebody else at the moment, so I guess they're both happy in their own way.
And I found somebody else, but it is what it is.
Wait, who?
No need to worry.
This cannot be a shock to me, and this is why. What I have seen from LaVar Ball over the last couple of years, he is somebody that, even though he's a happy person and I admired him for that, he is somebody that can be quite vain in terms of his communication habits and how he chooses to present himself to the world. LaVar Ball has admitted that his children will probably never find a good woman that can love them for who they are. I mean, he even said it concerning Neon.
In 2020, you said your sons will never meet a nice woman during their NBA career.
Yes. Shannon, you meet your girl, you in school all the time, you see her every day, you know what she about. Okay, you meet her at the job, she working every day, you say, oh man, I keep running into her at the job. Okay, oh, I see her at church every Sunday. Oh, okay. How you gonna meet the same girl if you're traveling your whole career of playing a sport? Now, the thing is, you're making all this money and you young, so people Googling you and coming up to you, acting like they don't know you. So how you gonna meet them? You gonna meet them at a restaurant where you gotta get something to eat. You gonna meet them at the goddamn stadium after, try to hang around. So you gonna meet them at the club, or you gotta go to your hotel and you're gonna meet them there. So guess what? They're gonna be. So they're gonna be traveling. So
the thing is, LaVar, and I said this is how I was. I would have loved to have married my high school or college sweetheart, someone that when I had nothing. Right. I can honestly say I had absolutely nothing. I was even embarrassed to bring them to my home. That's how little I had. Right. But unfortunately, that wasn't able to happen. And it kind of, because, and I still go through that to this day. Do they really like me for just being Shannon or for what Shannon can provide?
Right. And see, and that's where it's at now. That's why you never gonna know. You, on the other hand, it's gonna be hard for you to meet the perfect girl. You're gonna meet a hoe.
Wow. Oh my God.
I'm just letting you know,
that's
man. It's gonna be hard for you to find somebody who's gonna be perfect, because if she's doing like you and streaming and traveling, how y'all ever gonna connect? You're gonna connect for a minute, but then it's gonna fade off.
Now, you would think that somebody that has something like that will be able to know the blueprint of how to get a woman or to find a woman or a man that can love you for who you are, because he's had almost, or would I say, 30 years of experience. But that was kind of weird to me to think about, because all of his kids are kind of in not so stable relationships.
It is a curse.
Lonzo Ball, he's not with his baby mama anymore. Jello has 2 baby mamas. And LaMelo, the last kid, I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing all their names properly, He's with a woman that's like way older than him, and that's not a big deal because they're both adults and they're both legal. But it's not just something that you would expect, right? When somebody says "till death do us part," one has to understand the weight of that statement. Wait for a second, I gotta ask a question. Have y'all subscribed to this channel yet? I know you are enjoying this video, so make sure you subscribe so we can fly. Back to the video. I do not know whether LeVar Ball ever cheated on his wife. And I do not know how their marriage actually was in that home, because all we can see is what we've been given. And what we've been given is to show that LeVar Ball supports his children no matter what decision they choose to make. Has something always been off about the family? Yes, because you cannot present your family in a certain way, have all your kids make certain decisions when it comes to their spouses, and think that it has nothing to do with how they were raised. And this is why I stress upon the fact that all because two people are married does not mean that they are happy.
He's right,
Everything that we get is for social media and for entertainment, and we all know that people like to see two people love each other to the very end. But in reality, that may not be the case.
You raised your sons
Yes.
in a two-parent household.
Yeah.
Are you at all disappointed that they are having kids out of wedlock?
I'm not even disappointed at that, because at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And like I said they would never do that. But my boys can also be lucky and pick the right one. I had my girl put this together for me, man. My interior designer, my assistant, she do it all for me.
By girl, you mean a sister, or do you mean?
My woman who taking care of what's going on right now. That's what I'm talking about.
She told me she's Colombian.
Yes!
Shout out to Colombia.
Is it a very painful thing that the friend that you've had by your side for 30 years is gone? Of course. But there were always cracks on the wall before this ever happened. And if two people do not make the conscious decision to make something work, even though it may be hard, because it also comes from you choosing to grow as a person. And we can see that LeVar Ball is trying to grow, even though he's gone to be with another woman at this moment. It all tells you that if two people don't put in the work, things will eventually fail.
I'm tired, boss.
And this is not to say that it is the woman's fault or is the man's fault, because nobody is entitled to anything. There are women that give all for their man and the man still leaves them. And there are men that give all for their woman and the woman still leaves them. Because we do not know what happens in the private corners of these people's lives. But if things are the way they are right now, it is safe to say the marriage may have not been as healthy as we all thought, despite what people are trying to paint the narrative to be.
It's over. We are screwed.
Regardless, LeVar Ball and Tina Ball have done well for themselves. They've gotten 3 children that are quite successful in their own way, and they have grandchildren. If they choose to go their separate ways, it doesn't change the reality of the family that they still share together. True love conquers all, but you can only love when you're continuously being a better version of yourself. Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to enjoy your day.